Hello, welcome to another episode of Mark II Golf Stories. Today we're looking at replacing the suspension on the GTI, just at the back, because that was an MOT failure, so got to do it. Got a new set of coilovers, so let's do it. So Mr. MOT man said that I had a leaky shock absorber on the back, which was obviously a MOT failure, which apparently is bad. So we've got a new set of coilovers. Can you pass me that box? So we've got a new set of Pro Sport coilovers, which could be replacing the back today, since they're the only ones that are faulty. I thought I'd keep the front ones as spare replacements, just to give me a bit of extra life on the car and its suspension. The first thing we need to do is jack the car up and get it secure. Let's do that. So we're going to start inside, and we need to get access to the top mount on the inside. So we need to take off the rear shelf. These are dead easy to do. You've probably seen it in the video where I replaced the rear light cluster. So there's a few of these little clips that need to come off. Usually with a 10mm socket they'll come off. Just so happens we have one here. Yep, 10mm is the right one. So let's whip that off. There's normally one here, but there's not on mine. Do one back here. Just pulls off. There we go, that gives us good access to the top of the top mount. Just pops off. Yep, 17mm socket. Now it's important to note which way this fitting goes on top of the top mount. So two more nuts underneath that dish. 17mm socket will reach the top one. But the second one, you won't be able to get a socket on unless you've got a deep dish socket. Put your socket on it and then get it on as best as you can. If you haven't got a deep dish, that works well. So the problem we've got is when we're turning this with the socket, let's see if you can see inside there, and the suspension mount, can you see it? Is turning. Actually, it's not turning anymore. There we go, it's come off.
Really?
Huh. Okay.
Try this in there.
Let's just put that on. Then there's this brass plate. And then we're done with the top of this. Need to undo the bolts underneath, and then this should slide out. WD-40.
In there?
Yep. Give a nut round the back. Although I'm not sure if that's a captive nut inside or not. Let's knock it around a bit more till it's on, sort of straight onto it.
There you go.
And there we go. It's turning now. Lovely.
That must be captive one, right?
Fancy that? This might be why they said don't jack it up on the axle stand, because this nut's going to be right up against the fuel tank. We're just jacking the car up a bit more so we can get this down. Okay, that'll do. So we can pull this down and get this nut out, hopefully. Then I can pull it. Then I can pull the axle down. Just hold that. Right.
Hold it which way? Hold it up or down?
Just hold it. There you go. That's all you need to stabilise it. Right.
How are you going to get out now?
There we go. Oh, fuck, it's come through. pull that down. Okay. Hang on. So as you can see on this shock absorber we're taking out, this is where the top mount went, where the first top mount sits. On top of that you've got these top mounts, so obviously sat on the top to there. And as you can see in this one, there's not enough thread at the top to allow this to come through. So we need to move this sleeve down enough so we can get these on top. Should be fairly straightforward because if you compress the spring, you've got more thread there. So just compress it and tighten it up. There you go. So just keep turning it till you've got the desired thread at the end.
Awfully.
Also, we're roughly going to get the adjusters in the same position, so it should be roughly the same height when we put it on. Won't be tight at the moment. Just spin them down, and spin the top one down to meet it. So my dad's made this little thing which will hold the top of the shock. And tighten it up. That's it, that's nice and tight.
That's about right now.
Just come down a bit further. That's about right. Tighten that up underneath it, and we'll tighten that up properly when it's on the car. So that now gives us more room. Yeah, that looks better. So we'll go and pop this back on the car. So now we've adjusted it, we'll get this back in the car. Fingers crossed, we should be able to get it in pretty easily, but I guess we'll see. Can you, thank you. Anything you can. Okay.
No.
Yep, there we go. There we go. We're going to tighten the top up first so it holds it in place. With the suspension compressed up into the body of the car, it's nice and tight. Pop that cap back on there, and then this top mount goes there on top. One of these nuts.
Then don't feel like caps are on there after for the last nuts. Is that too short? The longer one?
Have you got a longer one?
What size is it?
17. Turning now. Yeah, the whole thing's turning. So that nice and tight, get the plate on, 2 nuts on top if we can.
You get stuck on there, will you? No catching button, right?
Well, that's turning, so we need to hold that, don't we?
Thin. I think you just tang against it, should be too bad. Not going anywhere, is it?
No.
Right. Okay.
There you go, and the cap on. So I'm not going to video the whole process on the other side, but I will see what it's like underneath the cap, see if it's the same as that or if it's completely different.
Yeah.
So using these C-spanners, it's going to make sure these are nice and tight and won't go anywhere. Now you get these C-spanners with your suspension kit, and that's tight, so that's good. So pop the wheel on and we're done on this side. So on this side we have got this at the top. It's not on very tight. So yeah, that's looks like we're actually missing that collar as well.
What that thing? That like a ring thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it turning?
Yeah.
It is.
No, it's all turning.
The whole thing's turning. We've got troubles on this side. Basically, we're not been able to get the nut undone. It's just been spinning round. And inside here, there's this little clip which sits over the nut and clips on the edge here. So we've taken it off. So we've taken it out. We're going to try. We're going to try and get a spanner on that to hold it in place, because the whole thing's just turning. The nut inside is rounded off, and the whole thing's spinning when we're spinning the bolt. Yes, good work.
Not going to get out yet.
How do you get it off? Oh, you use this. There you go, that's what you do, use one of these. So here it is, here's the culprit. You can see how oily it is. This was the MOT failure. Well, of course, top mount's knackered. So we're going to have to get a new one of these before we put the suspension on this side. But you've seen how easy it is to do theoretically. That side was dead easy. And you see how hard it can be as well with this side. If you found this video helpful in any way, or mildly interesting because of all the shit we had to go through, or if you can sympathise with us, please consider dropping a like, clicking on subscribe, or maybe even buying my dad and I a coffee by clicking the link in the description below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching if you have been. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you in another video soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.